Okay, we can get started. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited about the event and the special guest we have coming up in just a moment.
Hi.
Jayden Question. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Jayden Question. I am the breaking news and traffic anchor for ABC 7 News. We would like to thank our sponsors for this event that provided the funding for 175 books for today. So we have to thank Performing Stars, Felicia Gaston, Diana Lopez, representing the Friends of the Marin Library and the Sausalito Library, and the Marin Housing Authority. We also want to thank our community partner, Elaine Petroselli, founder and president of Book Passage, for arranging the purchase of the books for our wonderful children that are all attending the Zoom reading today. So thank you all. And I would love to introduce to you now, Superintendent of Marin County Schools, Mary Jane Burke. So let's welcome Mary Jane.
Great, thank you very much. Hi, boys and girls. We're so excited that you're here. And just to know everybody, we have students from TK through the 2nd grade from Bayside MLK Academy, Willow Creek Academy, and Horizon Community School. So we're so happy that you're all here. And don't forget that the students are going to have questions for you, Lindsay, once they have a chance to hear your story. So I want to give my thanks to Felicia and all the team members who have made sure that this could happen for our students. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary Jane. All right, everybody, it is that moment. We are going to welcome our guest of honor here. Linsey Davis is an award-winning anchor for ABC News. She's also a correspondent and also a best-selling author. She has written 3 books. I actually have one of them back here on the screen here so you can see. Her books are entitled The World Awake, One Big Heart, and her latest book that she will be reading for all of us today, Stay This Way Forever. Linsey is also a wife, and she has a son. His name is Aiden, and he has inspired her books, and he's the same age as a few of our students that we have watching today. So without further ado, please welcome Linsey Davis.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me, and it is a privilege and a pleasure for me to be able to read my book, Stay This Way Forever, to you. I'm actually in California. Imagine that. I just landed moments ago in Los Angeles, so not quite where you guys are, but happy to be in sunny California. And as she was just saying, yes, my son is 7, and so he's a 1st grader, like many of you are. And so I knew from the beginning when people were talking about the Zooms and if you guys are able to communicate and write your questions and everything, I know my son is able to do all of that. And one time I was getting on a Zoom and he had put some kind of filter on there and kept putting, every time I looked at the screen, I had sunglasses on. So I know you guys are very good at all this technology, better than us in some cases, because it's a long time to. All right, so I'm going to read this, and as was explained, if you have any questions for me at all, I'm happy to answer them about writing books or the news or whatever you might like to talk about. We can do that. So without any further ado, here is Stay This Way Forever. All right. The sleepy sun is setting and another day is done. The lightning bugs have dimmed their lights and bedtime has begun. The moment that you're tucked in tight and you drift off to sleep, I think of all the memories that I would like to keep. Your joyful songs, your belly laughs, the clever things you say are moments from this fairy tale I cherish every day. Like footprints tracked along the shore or flower blooms in May, I try to memorize these times before they slip away. I'll hold them close like I hold you, pressed against my heart, and marvel at the child you are as every new day starts. You wake up every morning with a grin from ear to ear, then wrap your arms around my neck. Your snuggles are so dear. You pucker up for kisses, unafraid to let love show. The feeling is pure joy each time I hear your sweet hello. Your giggles make me giggle as we share a tickle fight. You catch your breath, then start to squeal. The sound is pure delight. Sweet child, keep the love and joy in everything you do. Stay this way forever is the wish I have for you. You're curious about the world and everything you see, from dewdrops on a flower to the buzzing of a bee. I'm inspired every day to see things through your eyes, reminding me the world is filled with wonder and surprise. Your innocent and open heart sees only what is good. I hope you stay this way forever, long past childhood. Each day I watch you build the most imaginary things, like castles made for unicorns and rocket ships with wings. Always keep creating. Let that side of you run wild. So when you find you're all grown up, you'll still dream like a child. When music plays, you're dancing, wiggling, jiggling to the beat. My heart smiles as you close your eyes and move your happy feet. My dream is that you'll stay this way forever and a day and dance in celebration of your life along the way. When you're hurt or feeling bad, I wipe away your tears, then cuddle close and hold you tight to soothe away your fears. There might be days that when you want to hide, but please remember this, my love, I'll be right by your side. I'll always be there watching, trying to keep you safe from harm. You'll never be too big for me to hold you in my arms. I have so many dreams for you and what your life may hold. I'm blessed to have a front row seat to watch it all unfold. But for now, please promise me as you begin to grow that you'll stay true to who you are and everything you know. Whether you are 3 years old or even 83, find the feeling in your soul that keeps you wild and free. Fill the world with laughter as you skip and dance and spin, and keep your big heart open wide so love comes rushing in. Create and find the wonderful in everything you do, and stay this always knowing I love you. And that is it. And I just want to explain why I came up with this idea. And so many of your parents, I'm sure, feel the same way, in that we kind of want to push a pause button and just savor every moment of childhood with you guys. My favorite page is when we talk about building a rocket ship with wings, because my son really loves Legos, and quite often he disassembles the projects that are intended to come together as a set, and he then makes his own creations. And I love that, and I hope that he'll keep that and that joy for life. Many times at night before he goes to bed, he tells me what he's going to do the next day, and he says, tomorrow is going to be the best day ever. And I hope that so many of you keep that idea with you, that the excitement and the possibility of tomorrow. So love to take any questions that you guys might have.
Yes, I think our first question is going to come from Miss Kelly and Miss Cook's class from Bayside MLK Academy.
Okay, this is Naima. She is a first grader at our school. And here is her question.
Hi, Naima.
What made you want to write a book?
Firstborn, and again, he's almost 7 now. He's going to be 7 in 7 days. But when he was first born, I was reading books to him, and I was thinking, boy, I could do this, and I would like to do this, and I would like to give him certain messages that sometimes, you know, it was good that we were just talking about animals or letters of the alphabet, but I wanted him to learn certain things about life. And I also wanted to make sure that he could see himself in books, so that characters who look like him, my son has brown skin, and I just felt that that was really important for him to be able to see characters in his books with brown skin, in addition to all different colors of skin. I felt that that was really important. And so when I was finding that it was kind of hard sometimes to find books with a lot of, do you know the word diversity? Which means you have a lot of different variation, different groups are included all together. I wanted to make sure that he was able to read books where he saw kids who looked like him and kids who didn't look like him. And when I was having a hard time finding that, I decided I'll create that. And so it's been really, really fun.
Thank you. Our next question here is from Ms. Shayna Lee's class from Horizon Community School. Ms. Lee.
Hi, we have a question from Shoya. Do you want to come ask your question? Shoya wants to know if you have a dog in real life, like in the story.
Well, my son really would like us to have a dog in real life, but we do not. We might. As soon as he's old enough that he might be able to take the dog out for walks and make sure the dog is fed, then I'll consider it at that point. But I don't know if he's ready for all that responsibility yet.
Don't forget picking up poo.
Right, that's right. He's got to do all that because I don't want to do that.
Oh, great question. Thank you. We have a question from Miss Jackson's class at Willow Creek.
Elijah, is that you that has a question? Or Camden? Go, Elijah, unmute yourself. Oh, there goes Elijah. Camden, did you have a question? Well, I'll ask a question then. Let's see. How long did it take you to write the story?
That's a really good question. So it's a big process because writing it only took maybe like 2 weeks. But then by the time you get the illustrations and you go through a bunch of different versions of the book, by the time
I have one to.
Okay, Elijah, hold on. She's finishing one question. I see you ran to get your question. But yes, thank you.
Sure. Yeah, so the process of writing it just took maybe like 2 weeks. But to actually get a finished copy, the first copy in the mail, maybe takes a year because of the illustrations and a bunch of different, sales and marketing and a whole bunch of things that go into it.
Yes, thank you. Elijah, go ask your question now. Everybody's ready.
So I have two things to say. The first one is I really like your book.
Thank you.
And that's what I had to say. I really like your book.
Oh, thank you so much, Elijah. That really means a lot to me. How old are you?
You're welcome. I'm 8.
Oh, you're 8. Okay. So are you in 2nd grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Elijah. It looks like our next question here is coming from Ms. Schmidts' class from Bayside MLK Academy.
Kaden, have you got a question? No? I would ask, how closely did you work together with the illustrator to get her to make your story look the way you wanted it to?
Yes, so we've worked together now on, this was our 3rd book that we partnered. And so we really gave a few ideas for the pages of, potential spreads. And the main thing was that we really wanted to kind of capture this whimsical, magical, the curiosity and joy and fun of the playground of childhood. And I think she did a really good job in that. So yes, she first will start out with just a sketch. It's just a black and white sketch. And so I get a chance to look at the book, different versions of, her ideas and say, hey, what about this? Or what about that? Or we should change this around. So she kind of can take the seed of an idea and really grow it into these elaborate illustrations that she creates. But it is a partnership.
I see 3 hands up. I believe Zavia, if I'm saying that correctly, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, my name is pronounced Zavia, and
Zavia.
and my question is, what is a soul?
Hi, Zavia. Where do you see soul in the book?
Well, it was somewhere in there.
Okay, so a soul is kind of like do you know what a spirit is?
Not really.
Okay, so it's if you were to take everything away of the physical aspect of yourself, all the, your hair and your skin and all of the exterior stuff, what you're left with inside, like who you are as a person, I'm going to use another word that you may not know, but like the essence of who you are, that is, you're the soul and the heart of you, what's at the core of you. That's a really good question. I'm trying to remember which page soul is in.
I think it was this page.
Oh, yes. Find the feeling in your soul that keeps you wild and free. Like, yeah, so find that feeling deep inside of you that keeps you wild and free. So, yes, soul, that's really good. That's a really good. Zavia, right? Thank you for that.
Thank you, Zavia. I see another hand here with lots of fruits and vegetables. I can't see your name, but yes.
That's Nora.
Hi, Laura. Go right ahead.
Do you have any pets?
Do we have any pets? Was that the question?
Yes.
We do not, though my son.
I
What do you have?
think she's frozen.
Okay.
I have goats and chickens.
You have chickens?
And I also have baby goats.
Wait, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Your video is a little bit slow, so I'm not able to. Can you try that?
She said that she has baby goats too.
She has baby what also?
She has both.
She has goats and chickens. Baby goats.
Look at that little dog. Very cute.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Adorable. What's the dog?
Hello. He's Leo.
Okay.
He's Leo.
I think I see Javier about
to.
Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, we got everybody back. I thought we lost everybody for a second. Lily, I see you with your hand up if you want to ask Linsey a question.
Yes.
Hi, Lily.
So I have a few questions. I wrote down here.
Okay.
There are a lot of questions. So here is my first question. Is this book a poem?
It is, right? Because anytime that you have a rhyme, it's called really a rhyme scheme, right? And quite often the ends of the sentences rhyme. I'll just pick a random page, like we say, fight, delight, do, you, right? Those are all the words that end, or see, be, I, surprise.
Here is my other one fact. No, I mean question. Is this book about science?
It's really about science. It's really loves their child and all the different aspects of their child.
Okay, here is my other question. Is this book inspired by your parents?
You know, it really is inspired by my son and by me now being a parent. You know, I think my felt this way when I was a child and when my sister was a child, but yeah, this was inspired by my son Aiden.
Oh, cool.
I have a question.
But I'm not done asking all my questions. Here's my other one. Is this book nonfiction, fiction, or science fiction?
Well, I'm going to let you figure that out. So what does fiction mean? If it's fiction,
Fiction
it's
means
right?
like fairy tales or something
Right. And so
like
But
that.
I think that
fiction means real.
fiction is false and fiction is true. What category do you think that this would fall into?
I would say maybe science fiction.
Well, science fiction is normally has to do with science, right? And so one of your other questions was this book about science, right? So we kind of decided it's not really about science. So I would think we would eliminate science fiction as an option. But, you know, one thing that I would say, because of the pictures, right? While the story is true, you know, and how I feel about my son and childhood, I would say pictures like that would make it fiction book, right? Because we're not really building rocket ships and going to space, right? So that makes it kind of not true, right? So I would say that it's probably fiction. So
Okay,
the feeling of it is true.
I have two other questions.
You know, why don't we go ahead and give other people a chance to ask some questions? I know that Ms. Browning, Ms. Gregory, and Ms. Duvall's class also has some questions. So let's give other people an opportunity to ask some questions, and we can come back.
I could just ask one of my questions, not all of them.
Okay, we'll
On
give you.
behalf of her principal, I'm going to encourage you to move along because we do appreciate all the questions, but we do want to give everybody a chance.
Okay, we're going to check in with Miss Browning's class quickly here because Linsey has just a couple more minutes.
I also have a question.
You have a question from Miss Browning's class? Okay, we're going to check in then with Frederico Cortez. You had your hand up for a long time, Frederico.
What's your question?
So,
Get up closer.
I really like the lanterns on the one when they're dancing.
Oh, yes. Have you seen any like that before in real life?
No.
Do you have a question?
Sometimes they have them, you know, like at restaurants and parties, they'll have, you know, lights like that outside in the trees or strung along the ceiling of a building.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's check in. Jayden, your hand has been up for a long time. You can go ahead.
This isn't really a question. It's about, you know how we were talking about Soul?
Yes.
There is a movie called Soul.
Yeah. By Disney. Did you like that movie?
I saw it.
Did you enjoy it?
I saw it.
And it's really, and it's really.
I've seen it
just
too.
Like it. It just makes me think about it when I heard Soul in the book.
Right. Okay. I appreciate you saying that comment.
Okay, we have a question from Miss Gregory's class.
And
This question is from Zoe. Go ahead, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
How did you get such good imagination?
How did I get such a good imagination? That's a really good question. I really would write down notes of things that I loved about my son and his own imagination and his creativity. And so all of the things that I wrote about were things that I've experienced with my son, how he likes to dance, how he likes to play and build and dream and imagine. So I really just got it all from him.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zoe. I think we have time for one more question. And I see a hand here from, am I pronouncing it Tai Wall? Is that right?
Hide.
Yeah, my question is, in the first picture, there is like these northern lights. Did something inspire you to do that? Like from where you live, or?
Oh, that's a really
like,
good question. The artist Lucy Fleming really created that. We had talked about.
Inspire you for doing that?
Right. So we talked about having stars in the sky, and we talked about lightning bugs. And so that the idea that this was going to start as a bedtime story, and so it would start at nighttime, but we didn't want it to be so dark. So we have all the light from the stars and the lightning bugs and everything. And so she really kind of made that very creative. But you're right, it kind of looks like, it looks more like a celestial event. That was not my creation. I have to give Lucy the credit for that, the illustrator.
All right, everybody. What do we say to Linsey for reading and answering all of our questions today?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.